Caddis Maximus here, this time with a review of a Iessentials, everything's I these days, cheapo QI or Qi wireless charging pad. This thing is advertised as 2 amps or 10 watts in and 1 amp out, and it even has a couple of auxiliary USB ports. So you can have cable things plugged in right into the pad. I've always avoided getting one of these wireless charging pads because they're always so expensive, but for 15 bucks, we'll see what one of these cheapo ones does, and I have a few devices to test it with too. So the wireless charging pads I always thought would be kind of handy in the situation where you don't really use them for primary charging, but maybe next to your bedstand or something, or on the side table, or even on the table when you come in. You just have one of these, you can set your phone on it. These charge slowly. At maximum half as fast as just plugging the device right into the cable. However, I'm hoping and I'm thinking that maybe with this Samsung Gear S2 watch, then it may charge this at relatively the same rate. So we're going to test this with a Galaxy S6, which I believe was one of the first series of Samsung phones with wireless charging, a Gear S2, and an S8 Active. You get just a basic little box, super basic packaging. A cheesy little USB type, I don't know if that's a type A, but it's one of the old type USB minis, not a type C, so they are cheapening out there. And on the front, it's full-size USB ports. It has a little rubberized pad to hold the phone, but surprisingly enough, it has a little sticker over it, and then it exposes the rubberized pad. The same deal with the feet. For some reason, maybe that's because some people don't like the tackiness, or I just don't it seems like it's protective masking, just like you find on many products. Oops, the whole foot is coming off when I'm trying to peel this. There we go. Kind of weird. It does have a status. It's just a blue LED in front. I did find screws under those little feeties. Let's see what's inside. Pop that open. It's not really meant to be disassembled. The input USB plug is actually, it appears to just be glued into the back of the device. Here's the control board for anybody who wants to know. There's the revision 2018-406, so it's reasonably new within the last year, at least when I'm reviewing it. There's all the electronics. There's the 2 little LEDs right there at the top. And then there's the real strange inductor coil. It's just stuck on the bottom, and it just uses, if I can get a better focus here, there we go, it uses a real strange kind of wire. It's super hair-fine stranded wire with a real strange kind of insulation around it. Anyway, that's what's inside one of these little things. I'm just wondering if the coil is going to be too far away through the plastic, but I guess we'll find out here. That's always been kind of the issue with these types of chargers, is that the coil distance, the coil really wants to be right next to the device. And for our test, we'll be using this nice premium Jbl Power Brick, which is actually 2.3 amps out, so it'll more than the specification of the little pad, so it'll have all the power that it needs. Here's a view of the little power on sequence. It has kind of a little red-blue thing here. Here we go. This is the S6 with an OtterBox Defender, a very thick phone case. So we'll see if the device is turned off. Wow, it actually went to blue. It detected something on top of it. But the phone, oh, wow. It actually did it through an OtterBox Defender. And it shows a special animation that it is inductively charging, and it just went up 1%, so it's actually delivering energy for real. I'm actually kind of surprised for a cheap little unit. And indeed, when the screen goes off, we have the little red charging indicator, so props up. It's probably going to deliver less charge because the case is making the phone further away from the coil. But if you use this more like an overnight charger when you're sleeping, then this is actually something that's just fine. I'm pretty surprised. Let's go ahead and, yep, and it detects when it pulled away. We'll try the watch. I don't think it'll work with just the face down. The problem with the watch, at least with the band that it comes with, makes it spring up. So we'll actually give it a legitimate chance here and pull off the band. Fortunately, it's really easy to pull the band off of these Gear S2s. We'll put it right in the middle there. It went blue. There's a charging indicator on the gear. It's upside down for some reason, but we're at 53% and displays a normal charging window, not like the lightning bolt and then it turns off and doesn't really show charging. I just want to see if it will actually go up a percentage here. And it just ticked up to 54%, surprisingly enough. There it is. Wow, you could barely see it. But it's actually working for the watch, so if you had a different band that didn't cause the watch to spring up so much, then it would certainly work with it. And that's always been kind of the deal with at least these watches. At least this one, is it comes with these little inductive charging stands, and this thing actually already has issues. This watch has a glass screen protector on the back, so it actually separates it from the back of the watch by just a little bit. You can see there, so that's really a pretty good showing. Here we are testing with the S8 Active with a reasonably thick case. You can see how thick it is, so that's how much additional separation this case has. And we're going to turn off the light, and I'm going to zoom in. When I turn off the light, please excuse the difference in low light quality. I'm recording this with an S6, this little segment. Here we are with the S6 Active, and I do have the device turned off, so hopefully it'll show the cool little animation when it charges. Oh, that's interesting. There it goes. Now it turned blue. You really have to have the device totally centered. Makes a big difference. So now that it's gone blue, oh, we have a little circle and a lightning bolt. I haven't seen this animation yet. There it goes. And voila, there's our special animation. You only get this and these charging animations when the device is turned off. When the device is turned on, it just says charging wirelessly, and I think that's kind of weird. Why not give you the animation all the time? Why put it in there right only when the device is turned off? How often are people charging with turned off phones? So there we have it. The little Iessentials. What is the part number on this thing? IEN-WCP. You can find these for like as cheap as 10 bucks online. I found this at a box store for 15 bucks. And if it works and it's kind of lightweight and it's cheap, so you don't feel too bad about it if it gets damaged or something like that. Being kind of cheap construction, it's really lightweight, so you don't have to really worry too much about tossing it around. It actually seems to work well. It works well with an older Samsung watch. It works well with the Galaxy S6 as well as the S8, so it's going to work with all the wireless charging phones. And surprisingly enough, even on the S6 with this ridiculous, this is how thick an OtterBox Defender is. I mean, it's huge. I mean, it's over 1/8 of an inch. I mean, we're approaching a 1/4 inch thick. That is an immensely thick case, and charging through all that case, all that extra distance, actually says that it's somewhat worthy. And super handy. This is just going to be on the nightstand. You just leave this plugged in. That way it's just so much easier. No more digging with wires and plugging in your phone to charge it. You just have a little pad to toss it on. I'm a little late to this game. You know, most people still charge wirelessly or with wires just because these pads are so expensive. But now you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about cables fatiguing and all that kind of stuff. If you have a car, you can just get a cigarette lighter adapter, or a lot of more modern cars have USB ports, so they still have wireless charging, and now you can just plug this in and put it in the bottom of the cup holder or whatever. May not fit in a cup holder, but wherever you store your phone, be able to charge it that way. And to tell you the truth, I personally like the red and blue. I think that's a much better design to have it switch over to a different color so it's real obvious that it picked up the device rather than some kind of odd blinking or something like that. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. I mainly do tool reviews, but every once in a while I like to do a little piece of electronics too. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Until next time, Catus Maximus out.